Hello, everybody, to this quick walkthrough for the nf-co tools 3.3.0, 3.3.1 release. We will quickly go through two different template syncs, showing one where there is already nf-test available and one that's not. If you're wondering what is new in this specific release, we have a blog post where we talk about, and the big highlight this time is that we have nf-test for pipelines in the template now. So you will see soon that we added some nf-test specific files. And quickly, if you don't know what nf-test is, we use it a lot already in modules, so yeah, you should be familiar. It is a testing framework for Nextflow code in Nextflow, so it's a bit more in depth, and it makes it better. We can create better snapshots, testing actual things happening in the pipeline, except the current setup where we just basically test if the pipeline runs or not. Yes, so let's have a look at one template update. You will be familiar with this message. It's 3.3.1. 3.0 had a small bug, so we immediately released a patch release. So no worries that you never got the 3.3.0 template sync, that it just didn't happen. And what is new in this? As I said, oh, yeah, let's just quickly go through the files. So one thing removed is the editor config file, because actually we could replace it with changes in the pre-commit config, because pre-commit has a nice trailing white space and end of file fixer hooks. And also in the prettier file, we could add other settings which were before in the editor config. So it's now obsolete. Yes, one less config file and the pipeline repo. That's very nice. Then just some smaller changes in the .github section. Now there's also the GitHub directory. There's now the actions folder with two new composite action, how they're called. So these are actions which are then called inside other actions. Where this one is the main one, it is running nf-test. You don't need to touch anything there. It just sets everything up and runs it. And the other one is to make it nicer if you have multiple tests, that they get split up into different processes. They call it sharding. So these two actions you just don't need to touch. Everything is fine. Just accept them how they are. Then big change then is we also removed the ci.yaml file, which had before just a pipeline run. Now we have an nf-test YAML file, which runs the nf-test for your pipeline or the nf-tests, splitting them up into different shards if you have multiple tests and so on and so forth. But standard mode is just one test, so no need to split anything. The rest are mainly just version updates and smaller clarifications in the actions. Here is just the update of the nf-core version. Changelog also shouldn't be a big change. Then here Nextflow config, another new thing is the GPU setting here, which is also added in the base config. So there we have now process GPU. In case your pipeline supports, or some of your models support GPUs, you have now options to just run them with these configs. And the rest is more or less the same. Here, a small change, you might see conflicts because of that, is remove the last line here. We had a trailing empty line here. We removed that now. And if you had stuff below it, it will create a merge conflict. But that's easy to solve. You just accept both things. Speaking of merge conflicts, we actually have just a few with this one. This is a relatively easy template update with Mag here. So we will go through this. So we have 6 merge conflicts. Some are expected because it's like basically always happening. Some are weirder, where Git is a bit unsure what's happening. So let's have a look at them. Okay, now that the code space finally finished loading, we can pull in the changes from upstream dev to see the merge conflicts again. It's origin here, sorry. Now I need to also say it's okay, good. Now we have merge conflicts, yay. Let's go through them. This one was deleted, so we accept it. That is the easiest one to resolve. Then let's have a look at changelog. Here the problem is just, I think, a small formatting error. We accept the incoming change because it's not the initial release or anything. It's just that the template got confused here. That's it for this file. Then maybe I zoom in a bit more. And the Nextflow config, what do we have here? Usually it's the GPU profile which generates the error. Yes, it's also here the case. So you see we added this, and then we had this with a slightly different formatting, and it got confused, but there are many other tests profiles. So we accept both changes and then just remove the duplicated ones. The main thing is that now the GPU is added. There are 2 more. One is here. This one is a tricky one because we need to actually first accept the current change and then uncomment it. So this one, oh no, actually it's already on top there enabled, so we can just remove it. Sorry for that. And then the next, oh no, there's one more on the bottom. What's going on here? Different Nextflow version. So here they use a newer version, very up to date there. So let's accept the incoming change there. They also use the newer nf-schema version. We accept also this incoming change. Good.
You can
Nextflow config
window on the right side.
Yes. Thank you. Now a bit more space. I'm now confused because there should be more merge conflicts. Where are they? Here. No, these are all staged. Here. Here they are in the README. Tricky one. Oh, not so tricky. We added the template version as a badge here. And there's a slight confusion because they used a newer version of Nextflow, so they have a different Nextflow badge. Accept both in this case and remove that newer version here. That's it. Yes. Oh no, here's one more. Typical one for the README. We have some template text which is not needed here because it's already a nicely filled out README. So we just accept the incoming change. The next is the rogue rate, and this one is basically easy because it's an automated change. We just accept the one from the template. So accept all current. And last merge conflict in base config. It is, in this case, 2 things. First, there is a difference here. We added a retry exit status that is different, but actually the max retry number is different here. So we accept both changes, keep our error strategy, but the max retries from the dev branch. And here is another common error or merge conflict. It's the process GPU is conflicting with the already added configs. So we accept both changes and close the bracket here, and then it's fine. And with that, we have merge conflict resolved and are good to go and sync the changes. Yes, with that, I will hand over to Julia, who has a bit more advanced case, or a bit more difficult case, where there is already a NF test for the pipeline because these were overachievers. And then there are a bit more merge conflicts because we went through different iterations on how we do NF tests in the in pipelines. Now we settled on one, and so the different pipelines might see bigger merge conflicts. But yeah, over to you, Julia.
Okay, so I already checked out to the PR, and I'm gonna do it just a slightly different way, which is now merging the dev branch. And now I can see all the conflicts. So the same as with the other pipeline Matthias did, the CI was removed. So here we can see the both files that were removed, deleted by the template. So I will just remove them. And then going to NF test. Here, because there were some changes done in the template that we didn't have in the pipeline, we have to make sure that they are, that we want them. So in this case, in this file, it's a little bit difficult to compare because everything's highlighted in green, but the main difference is that the template added this profile test that we didn't have in the pipeline. So I am going to accept this change coming from the template. Then in the nf-test YAML in the GitHub action, it's more or less the same. The only thing that changed is the way we install pdiff, which I cannot find now. So here, these things change. Oops. The runners changed from how they were before. And
you can close the terminal so you have a bit more space, so you can see a bit more of the file.
But it's not the terminal, it's the solution.
Yes, okay, yeah. Sorry.
Okay, I cannot find it now. Maybe it was not this file. Okay, so anyway, this very small change from the runners. I am also going to accept the one from the template. Then nf-test ignore, because we already added some other files that we want to ignore because they are not stable. I want to keep the changes from the pipeline and just double check that the same files that we have here in the template, we also have them here in the pipeline. It's just adding new, so I will accept the changes from the pipeline. So keep the changes from the pipeline. And I think that was all for nf-test. Yes.
Yeah, the action YAML is the pdiff install step, which was different.
Here's the pdiff, exactly. This one, where was it? Yes, here. So we install pdiff in a different way. So in this case, this is the only change. So I'm also going to accept the one coming from the template. And then the remaining things are very similar to what Matthias showed, basically adding GPU here, and we want to keep all the test profiles from the pipeline. So we accept both, make sure that there's not a duplication anywhere. There's an any duplication. And then this Matthias already shown, these things changed, so I'm gonna accept the change from the template and remove the comment again. And updating nf schema to the preview to 2.3 version, but keeping the nf-gbt, which we also use in the pipeline. So in this case, I also accept both. And that's all. The same with the README, we want to keep all the changes from the pipeline. And that's all. And this was also for nf-test. So in this case, this comes from the template, so I will add it because we didn't have it in the pipeline. And resource limit, we don't need it anymore because the way we added the profile test in the config. So I want to remove this, but exactly, and I want to remove this process and keep these changes. So I will accept the changes from the template. And this I do it, so in case you are not using the profile test, you will want to keep your configs, but otherwise you can remove this and accept the changes from the template. And then I will remove the to-do because I'm already happy with this. And finally, there's this function that we added to the pipeline. So I'm just going to keep this.
And the merge conflict is because of the removed last line. So this is just a difference there. So yeah, nice.
Okay, perfect. And maybe I want to show the last change because I removed this config from the Nextflow config from nf-test, and I'm using the profiles now. So in all my tests, I have to add the proper profile, which is screening cron table. So in all my
we don't see it in the chat because I'm sorry, I'm sharing the wrong screen. Sorry for that. Okay, now again.
Okay, perfect. Yes. So I already went to a couple of test files. In all the test files that we added in the pipeline, other than the default .nf-test that comes with the template, I am adding the profiles to make sure that it runs with the configuration. Sorry, and I forgot, all these profile that we added, we can remove. And here the same. The only one that I'm keeping is the outdir because this has to be specified. And in this case, because we have specific test cases, I am also going to remove this default file because we don't need it in this pipeline, but maybe in your pipeline you do. Just in this case, I'm going to delete the file. And then I have to skip the linting in the nf core YAML. Here, forensics list. Okay, so I think that's all we have to show for this pipeline. In the case that you have nf-test already implemented, you might see these different conflicts. Just make sure that what you change makes sense. And if you need some help or advice, you can contact us on Slack.
Yes, just write in the tools channel or pipeline maintainers, or yeah, we'll also try to be around with help desk and similar things. Yeah, just shout if you need any help. Oh, I guess that's it. Thank you very much, and have fun solving merge conflicts. Bye.
Bye.